know that you and I in this room, those who call themselves Christian, that we have the ability through prayer to be a blessing to a whole community of people. Included in this list are people who did you wrong, people who the Lord will place in your space, who have violated you. In fact, you can't even stand them. They included in this. People who you would not normally associate with because they don't fit your sphere of influence. God will cause them to be in your space because he will place in you what they need to turn from their wicked behavior. As children of God, you and I cannot afford to allow warped thinking people, closed-minded people, whose vocabulary is, I don't know, I'm not sure, whose view on life is bent on being held bound. God's people must see what other people are not privileged or anointed to see. God has made you special with his DNA. You have to stay connected to God because your connection to God is connected to somebody else's export out of their exile situation. Your connection to God is connected to somebody whose name and situation you may never know, but God knows. God's people must see hope for people who are in a place of hopelessness. God's people must see light for people who are in a state of darkness. Courage for people who are in a place of despair. Promise for people who don't even want to get up for tomorrow, much less the day. God's people must be able to look and see the morning of life while other folk are stuck in their midlife of life. If God's people who are called by his name, redeemed by his name, restored by his name, sanctified by his name, if those people will turn from their wicked ways, not that they are wicked, but the environment of wickedness and the stench of wickedness that has been around them. Those people, he's saying, then will I hear from heaven and heal the land. There's something, I'm done, unique about everybody in here that calls themselves a child of God. He has made you special with his DNA. And I'm trying to suggest to somebody through all of this dialogue that I've shared with you, I'm wrapping up with this. This is what we call in education the summary of the lesson. I'm suggesting that all of us at one time or another have been in a place of exile. Either by our own doing or by the influence of others. And God, I'm suggesting, as I said to you, have to have us in a place sometimes where he has to get our attention so that we can recognize the fact that where we were was not as bad as the new place we find ourselves in exile. So that we'll learn to appreciate our struggles. And if God doesn't do anything about the struggle, then he will equip me and make me strong so I can handle it, so I can see my struggle from a different mindset. I'm trying to suggest, if you don't get anything else out of this message, that God's people, my people, he says, who are called by my name, called by the name of Christian, I'm suggesting to us that God has this special relationship and special care for us. That he wants us to be his visible representation in the midst of all of what's going on. And we're acting this country as if there is no God. But yet we have on our currency, in him we trust, but we don't trust him. So the people of God has to create a new paradigm so that the visible representation of God can be seen through you. But more than anything, I've impressed upon you this morning, more than anything, please take this with you. There's a little gospel chant that says, "You're in the right place at the right time." Jonathan Nelson out of Baltimore, to receive a blessing from the Lord. I'm trying to say to you that we might have to get a petition or permission, whatever we would need, to knock down this wall.
Come on.
I don't know which way it would go, to the field or this way, or create a new building, build another temple, because the Lord has declared that this is the place where He wants to hang out because of the leadership of the house. Do you know, I don't drop a lot on you. I don't get into this prophecy stuff. I believe it, and I don't profess to have the gift of it. But I am intelligent, I think, and I've seen a lot, and I know a lot. I'm going to tell you something. I have in my spirit a feeling that the Lord is going to blow this ministry up.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to go to the north, to the south, or to the east. All I'm trying to say is that the Lord has, for a new vision, a new Solomon.
Yes. Amen.
You don't have to pray if you don't want to. He hears His prayer. And because He hears His prayer,